Ms Adamson, please.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I would like to start by thanking and congratulating Sandra White for bringing this motion to the Chamber. Scotland and the world has lost a cultural icon, and it is fitting that we recognise him in our national parliament. As Sandra said, how does one begin to capture the essence of Alasdair Gray in a short speech? When you're talking of a literary and artistic giant, a polymath who influenced a generation of Scottish culture, then compiling that into a short speech seems just a task I'm not worthy of. A life in 4 books would be more appropriate, but you'll be relieved that I'm not starting my speech on page 3. Perhaps I'll borrow one of Alasdair's techniques and elaborate in my footnotes. You simply need to look at the outpouring of tributes following his death to see what a profound and lasting impact Alasdair Gray had on contemporary Scotland. He lived in Glasgow for most of his life, and indeed much of his work is based around the city, and his global credentials are a testament to the common humanity of his works. His writing and his art capture something that is intrinsically appealing to people across the world. The wonderful Ian Rankin summarised this very nicely. A big part of Alasdair Gray's genius was making Scots life interesting on the international stage. And Rankin said he could take something very personal to him, his background growing up in Glasgow, and make it that people around the world wanted to read it. He was at the forefront of a palpable revival in Scottish literature in the 1980s. Lanark, arguably Alasdair Gray's most enduring masterpiece. I remember when Lanark was released, I was 14 years old, and my brothers and sisters, who are a bit older than me, decided that would be a good present for my dad that Christmas. And I was fascinated by it. It was a work named after my home county, and it was also the graphic design on the cover was so iconic, so unusual, it captured my imagination. It was a few more years before I was able to read both Lanark and some of the works of James Kelman. I can't say enjoyed them, not the way I enjoyed science fiction and fantasy novels, which I had been reading up till that point. They were serious, grown-up books, challenging, sometimes bleak, but I loved them nonetheless. I want to finish, Presiding Officer, by my personal memories of Alasdair Gray. Along with my former colleague, Rob Gibson, we were founder members of the Cunningham-Graham Society in Scotland, and it was a society that was supported by Alasdair, and indeed I'm sure he gave one of the speeches or readings at one of our dinners, but one in particular I remember in Babbitty Bowsters in Glasgow, and Alasdair was on the top table and Billy Kay was giving the address to the group, and Alasdair, feeling a bit tired, maybe a bit weary, or maybe just concentrating very hard on what Billy Kay had to say, snuggled into the shoulder of Maria Jo Kay, Billy's lovely wife, and just had a little sleep, we think. And, we say that you talk about national treasures and say, oh, that's it. And I know he would hate to be called that, but nonetheless, only a national treasure, I think, would have got away with that on that evening. And it was Billy who reminded me of that in his tribute on Twitter to Alasdair. He's so much loved, has contributed so much to our culture, to our experiences. I'll never forget my first visit to the ubiquitous Chip and seeing his murals there, or indeed the Oran Moor, seeing that wonderful quotation, not coined by Alasdair, but nonetheless used by him, about living as if we were in the early days of a better nation, and what an inspiration and what a loss to our country. Thank you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you very